What's going on, guys? My name is Brian, also known as That Journaling Guy, and welcome to today's video. So it is going to be another little rant, and I think by the title you have an idea of what I'm here to talk about, but I really feel like I need to put this video out for people who are new to this whole journaling thing, right? So there's this really strange conversation that's crept into the journaling world, right? And it's made me do like a double take. So the idea is that unless you're writing with a pen and paper, you're not really journaling. That typing on a keyboard or using an app somehow cheapens the process. I've seen so much from so many creators. We're at a good like 12 different creators that are like, you're missing the point if you're not doing it on paper, or you can't build a relationship with your thoughts if you type them. And I just want to come here and say that is complete nonsense. Okay, digital journaling is journaling full stop. Like 100% digital journaling is journaling. And this is coming from someone who is absolutely obsessed with pen and paper. Okay, someone who has more notebooks than they're probably going to use in a lifetime. Someone who has spent thousands of dollars on fountain pens and ink. But I use digital tools. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. I use digital tools every single day. And it's not because I'm lazy or because I've abandoned the tradition, but because sometimes that's what works best for me in those moments. Journaling is defined by the act itself, not by the medium you use. Okay, so whether you're writing by hand or typing on a laptop or recording voice notes in an app, the point is the same: to get what's inside out. I know this is going to sound weird, but it's almost become like a purity culture, right? That I feel like instead of inspiring people to start, is making them feel like they're doing something wrong. And honestly, I think that is tragic. Okay, that's tragic because journaling is supposed to be one of the most accessible and human things that we can do. At its core, okay, journaling is the deliberate act of reflection. Slowing down long enough to examine what's going on inside of you and around you. And a way of externalizing the noise in your head so you can look at it and you can understand and maybe even let things go. And there's solid science behind this. We've talked about this. There's dozens of studies that have shown that expressive writing, regardless of format, helps reduce anxiety, improves emotional regulation. The act of organizing your thoughts into language is going to help you process emotions that would otherwise remain confusing. Okay, now I want to be clear. Nowhere in any of that research does it say that the benefit only occurs when you use paper. Nowhere does it say that the ink must flow. Right? The medium has always been secondary. The reflection is what counts. So when people argue that typing doesn't count, I think they're missing the entire point. And I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you like paper doesn't matter, right? Like the act of writing doesn't matter. I understand why people get sentimental about paper. I do. There's something undeniably grounding about it. Right? There's the texture, there's the smell of the ink or whatever ritual that you've incorporated into your life when it comes to writing or journaling. There's the paper on your fingertips, the feedback from the pen when you're writing, right? There's romance there. And I think for a lot of people, it's sacred, and I completely understand. But the problem begins when personal preference becomes prescription, right? Digital journaling works, and honestly, sometimes even better than paper can. Digital journals offer searchability. You can type in a keyword and instantly find every time you've written the word anxiety, right? Or gratitude, happiness, sadness. That's incredibly powerful for self-awareness. With paper, that process could take hours of you flipping through pages, right? Digital journals offer portability. Your phone's always with you, which means your journal can be too, right? For a lot of people, that kind of convenience is what turns journaling from a someday kind of thing to a consistent, lifelong practice. And then, to put it bluntly, let's talk about people with disabilities or mobility issues, right? Typing or voice dictation can make journaling possible when handwriting is painful or exhausting, right? If the purpose of journaling is to facilitate expression and self-reflection, then digital formats don't undermine that. Are we going to sit here and tell those people that they are doing a lesser form of journaling because they can't use pen and paper? That their experience is somehow cheapened because they're using digital tools because they have to? You see where it stops adding up, right? When people start insisting that real journaling has to look a certain way, I think what they're really doing is just raising the barrier to entry, right? That mindset is going to turn journaling into like a luxury hobby instead of like a mental health tool. Journaling shouldn't be exclusive. It should be as common as brushing your teeth, right? Every barrier that you add between someone and their journal is one more reason why they won't pick it up. If digital tools lower those barriers, then that is a good thing. That is a net positive, okay? That's not cheating. The analog purists aren't wrong for loving their method, but they are wrong if they think it's the only valid one. And of course, listen, I know that there's going to be objections, okay? I understand that, right? Like people are going to say, handwriting helps you think more deeply. And of course, I do believe there's some truth to that. But that doesn't make typing shallow, you see? Depth is going to come from intention, not from the medium. Some people argue screens are distracting, but that sounds more like a discipline issue, right? Like it's not the device's fault. There are minimalist writing apps, right? And journaling tools built specifically to remove distractions. The same way you can mindlessly scroll on your phone, you can also daydream for an hour with a pen in your hand. Like we live in a time where our lives are increasingly digital. It only makes sense that journaling evolves too. Evolution doesn't mean extinction. And paper isn't going to go anywhere. The more we embrace both, I think the richer the practice becomes. So, I know that this was just a quick New Year's rant, but I feel like I'm seeing this so much for the people who are beginning to journal this new year, right? So here's my plea, okay, to journaling creators all over, on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. Please, stop gatekeeping, all right? Like, stop telling people that digital doesn't count. Stop shaming them for using an app instead of a notebook. Stop romanticizing the medium so much that we forget the message, that we forget why we are doing this thing, right? If you truly love journaling, you should want more people to experience it in whatever way makes sense for them. All right, if typing helps somebody express what they could never write by hand, celebrate that. If handwriting helps someone slow down and be present, celebrate that too. The more I've journaled, the more I've realized that the power of journaling is not going to come from the medium, right? It's going to come from you, right? From the moment. I still love my notebooks. I still love the feeling of pen and paper, but I also love the idea that I can capture a passing thought on my phone before it disappears. I personally don't mind that journaling has adapted to the modern world instead of dying out. If anything, I do think more people are coming into journaling because of these journaling tools, but also I firmly believe that analog tools are making a big comeback. If one thing leads to another, where they're exploring their thoughts using digital tools and eventually move to a notebook, that is a good thing. We want that. We want more people doing this. Don't forget the message. Don't forget the point of this all, right? So this is just a quick little PSA to anyone who's ever felt like their notes app entries don't count, or that somehow their typed up, like journal entries and reflections are somehow less authentic, they do count. Okay, you are journaling, and journaling is not a competition. Whether it's paper or pixels, pen or a keyboard, it's hopefully all going to lead to the same place. So that was just something that I needed to get off my chest. I have been seeing a lot. This isn't meant to be combative in any way, shape, or form. I'm not calling out any creators. I'm not here to say who specifically or what's happening. I'm just saying I feel like this is a general trend that I'm noticing with a good amount of people, enough for it to start bothering me that I felt like I needed to address. I have talked about this on my Substack, so this is kind of coming over from there, but it has gotten worse and worse over the past like few months. So just a quick little rant. I'm just throwing this out there. Let me know. Do you guys use pen and paper exclusively? Do you have something against digital tools? Like, I want to understand why we are so against digital journaling tools, right? Just for your perspective. Who knows? Maybe you're right. I don't agree, but let's see. Well, thank you for spending some time with me today, for coming along, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.